Hey, Demon, what's going on, man? Dude, nobody can beat you you're always the first guy to join the chat. I'm walking out to the tip. Oh, sheesh. I promised you guys I was going to take it to Sandy Hook. How's it going, Demon? How are things in Poland? It's Friday, man. Happy Friday. Sounds good, man. Well, you got any plans for the weekend? But yeah, I'm walking. I'm going to be fishing in about 5 minutes, maybe less. The water's still warm. I think actually today the water's warmer than the air. Let's check it. No plans for the weekend? I got you. Oh, look, New York City is nice and clear in the background. You see that? I know my connection's good. That's the Verrazano Bridge. You see Brooklyn, and then you see Manhattan. You see that? Pretty clear skies today. Pike fishing is awesome, man. Do you have a YouTube channel? If you do, drop me a comment somewhere on one of my videos, and I'll subscribe to you. I'd like to see a pike caught in Poland. How do you say pike in Polish? Is it like szuka or is it different? You don't have one? That's cool, man. I didn't have a YouTube channel until I was 41 years old, so it's all good. Szupak. All right, that's cool. That's really close to how they call it in Ukrainian and Russian. It's like languages are pretty close together. All right, Szupak. Yeah, because in Russian it's shuka, and I think in Ukrainian it's the same thing. All right, guys, I'm gonna make my home here. I'm gonna throw my phone on my neck and not see. This is what I use to talk to when you guys see me streaming. It's just I put it around my neck and throw my phone on it, and we're gonna start fishing. Today we're gonna fish for Fluke, the flatfish, and I'll tell you a little bit more about them. And we're gonna fish for bluefish, like the snapper blues that I was catching last stream. Actually, last stream I don't think I caught one, but I definitely caught them in other streams with my kid. All right. Hey, how you doing, Saul? All right, on my neck you go. Let's see. Hold on. Here you go. That's it. Now you guys are stuck with me. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start fluke fishing, and then I see I have a spoon, and then we're gonna move to, if we see any blues popping up, we're gonna move to. We're gonna switch to. Catch some blues. Low tide today. Wow, the water's really low. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use Berkeley gulp, not gulp, jerk shad. I'm sorry. I'm so used to freshwater fishing. Well, actually, it is Berkeley gulp, but it's not minnow. It's the jerk shad. It's 5-inch jerk shad, and we're gonna rig them through the back. There's a lot of debate on how you're supposed to rig them, but the professionals say sometimes it doesn't matter, but the proper way to rig them is through the back. Hey DCP, what's up, man? All right, so like I said, we're gonna rig. The only thing I didn't do today was I didn't take sunscreen. So hopefully I don't burn myself. All right, so this is my setup that I usually use. This is an Ice Strike this is a 1/8 jig head made in the United States, and I think this is 10-pound fluorocarbon. That's all you really need. And a 5-inch jerk shad. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just throw it out there. No guarantees on fish on the how much fish we're gonna catch today. I didn't hear anything good, but we're gonna try. You don't have to throw it far for Fluke. Let's see what you guys wrote. Hey DCP, how are you doing? I saw your new video. I like it. Yeah. Oh, so I'm already getting bites. Hold on. Watch this. I was getting bites by this thing just being in the current. No joke. I hope that wasn't bluefish. If that was bluefish, no, that wasn't bluefish. So while I was talking to you guys, I took my phone off the mount. I was getting bites by that thing just going through the water. Let's do it again. I don't see any guys catching anything, and I was told that they were not catching, but I'm pretty confident we're going to catch something. Okay. Yeah, DCP, I see your videos, man. You basically, hold on, I'm getting bites, but this is not Fluke. I'm getting bites. You see the tip? Look at the tip of my rod. You see that? Look at the tip. Oh, that's bluefish. Oh, come on, man. That's snappers. All right, let's get some snappers in. The snap here. You see that? That was instant. That was the second cast. They bit off my tail. And I hate that because these things are like $2 a piece. I ain't got money like that. So we're going to go after them. You guys ready to catch some blues? This is this rig ready. Boom. We got a spoon. I don't feel like losing $10 in 20 minutes. So we're just gonna eat it out there. Man, that sucks. I really hate losing. I really hate. Oh, I got a bite. I really hate losing jerk shads. So if you see that boat in front of me, the red boat that's like right at the tip of my rod, that's actually not a fluking boat. That's a somebody corrected me on TikTok. It's actually a climbing boat, and apparently he skims the bottom for clams, which is really strange in deep water. I think his name is Ron or something like that. And he skims clams and sells them to all the bait shops. Man, we lost that fluke tail instantly. Let's see. But those were tiny blues too. Maybe I can put a smaller. I think in my pocket I have a smaller bucktail. I don't know if you had a chance to join the Save the Red and River group. I'm talking to DCP, the kayak fishing adventures. But it's funny because I saw the guy who runs that group, Andrew Still. He was commenting on your videos. He's a cool guy. He does a lot. He does a lot of good. He cleans up Red and River by himself. He takes out tires out of it. He's a cool dude. He's also a pretty good fisherman. Oh, man. All right, I'm gonna. There's probably baby snapper blues around here. What I'm gonna do is I'll have a smaller bucktail. Yeah, I hear them. I feel them biting, but they're not. I only have a single hook. I don't have a treble hook, which is why I'm not hooking into them. All right, let's switch to a smaller bucktail. But I appreciate you guys joining me today. It's probably the only day I can stream for the next couple of days. My kid's birthday is tomorrow, and you know. But I might do a morning stream on Sunday. I don't know. I'll try to get out there. All right, hold on. I saw this small bucktail in my car, and I just. Hold on. And I threw it in my pocket. I just wrapped it in a piece of paper. It's somewhere here. There it is. Yeah, see? Just a tiny bucktail. Sometimes that's all you need. I don't know how about you, but if you guys fish, do you also have fishing stuff all over your car? I can probably fish out of my car for next year. It's a smaller bucktail, so we're gonna catch those little snap. Hopefully gonna catch them. It's a bucktail with a treble hook. You can also catch fluke on this. All right, let's get it out there. I'll go back to fluke fishing if I get it. No, I'm not in Florida. I'm in New Jersey. I'm at Sandy Hook Beach, right across from New York City. I don't know if you see. Oh, had a fight. I don't know if you see the backdrop, but right past that boat, you see that? Those big buildings? That's Manhattan. It's a nice day to fish. I feel like we're gonna catch a couple of fluke. I just got discouraged because as soon as I throw it in, I lost my. They bit off the tails of my jerk shad, and I only have about 10 of them, so I can't keep losing them today. Otherwise, it's not gonna be a good fishing day for us. I don't know who was here in the last stream, but we had a lot of fun. We caught 3 eel, we caught 2 crappie, we caught 2 sucker fish, we caught a largemouth bass. Oh, you know what there's a needlefish right there. Hold on, maybe I can get one in. Let me get a needlefish. I might be able to get them. They're pretty aggressive sometimes. Hold on. I've caught them before. Nah, no luck. Hold on. Let me try again. But yeah, but last stream was, as my kid says, it was pretty fire. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the needlefish. I'm going right past them. Nah. Oh no, I lost my jig. That's a problem. How did that happen? That sucks. Hold on. All right, maybe that's a sign to go back to fluke fishing. All right, let's go back fluke fishing. All right, now it's low tide, but still good, decent fishing. Give me a second, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw my spoon back on. I'll show you what the Snapper Blues did to my. See, I just used one hook on my spoon. It's better for the fish because if I'm gonna release them, they don't die. So if you use a treble and you catch a Snapper Blue, most likely the fish is not gonna make it. Especially this wallet. All right, hold on. I gotta chase down my. Don't want to pollute the beach. It's already polluted enough. So we're gonna go back to try and catch a fluke. I think there was a small Snapper Blue that ate my tail and got me upset. Meanwhile, let me read the chat. Hold on, let's see what you guys are saying. Nice Normandy. Yeah, so you probably have better luck than me fishing in Normandy. I haven't fished mackerel. It's really hard to catch them here. We have Spanish mackerel. They come up close, but it's the mackerel here is like a fish of a. It's like a fish of 1,000 casts. It's really tough. Let's see. Yeah, you see what they did to my fluke? But one of my subscribers was catching mackerel. He's in Ireland. He caught I saw him, he caught 4 today. Yeah, see, once you lose a tail on a fluke, on the jerk shad, you really truly lose all the attractiveness of that lure. And I wish Gulp would put more of them in a bag. They only put 5, and this bag costs almost $10. So yeah, that's why I always bring a second rig. And the way bluefish eat their prey, they'll bite their tail off first, and then they'll go for the kill. So that's what happens. Sorry, there's not much action yet, guys, but I'm probably gonna stream for the next 2 hours. So yeah, we're gonna go back fishing Fluke and try not to lose a tail. Yeah, all right, let's try it. You don't have to throw Fluke. I don't know if you fished with me before, but most of the fish, yeah, as soon as I threw it in, see, I got it. I had a bluefish. God damn it. That's why fluke fishing can be very frustrating. You saw how fast that happened? That's another $2. So we're down $4. I feel like I'm in a casino. I feel like I'm a loser in a casino. And I also lost but that was my fault. I lost my small bucktail. That kind of sucked. For some reason, they're not biting the spoons. All right, let's try it. There's definitely no stripers yet, so I'm not even fishing for stripers. That's going to be a waste of your time. Man, that's... First cast, lost a tail. That's amazing. So we're going to try to get one of these in. We're going to fish for about 20 minutes. That's crazy how fast that was. So the snapper blues are everywhere here. Hold on. Hi, Fishing RC. Hi, David Stella. And hi, Alex. We're fishing in New Jersey at Sandy Hook Beach. We're right at the tip, right across from New York City. We started fluke fishing, but there's so many snapper blues. They're biting all the tails off my. They're biting all the tails off. So we're gonna try to get one in. Oh, there's something chasing it. Hold on. Oh yeah. Oh, there's something chasing it for sure, but it's small. Hold on. Let's do it again. I usually get them when I do the Twitch. We'll get one. Don't worry. That was amazing how fast that it just ate it. As soon as I cast it in, it was gone. There's a guy catching them next to me. Heard about a government shutdown. Well, listen, I see what you wrote about the boat. He's not that close to me. I don't know if you're talking about the political flag on his boat, but yeah, I'm a pretty easygoing person in terms of politics. I stay away from it. But yeah, he's part of the live stream now, whether he wants it or not. Hold on, let's zoom. Yes. He probably thinks I'm one of those crazy woke kids, and it's fine. Yeah, not getting bites from the blues, man. It's amazing. I just threw in a freaking bucktail. It got absolutely destroyed. I threw in a spoon and I get no bites. That's so funny. And sad at the same time. Yeah, I'm sorry about the lag, guys. It's better now. It said that I lost connection, maybe because I went too deep in the water. What I'm gonna do is I know where the better signal is, so I'm gonna walk towards there. Maybe we'll fish the bay for Fluke, and we'll come back to the tip later. How bad is the connection now? Is it decent? Let's walk. I'm gonna walk you guys towards the bay. I'm sorry. This way we get better connection. Maybe we'll land some Fluke. Is the connection better now? I was targeting Fluke, but the problem was the snap blues were eating all my jerk shads. So now I'm throwing a spoon out. You know what? Let me fish another spot. I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna try to catch one more to catch a snapper one more time. Like, I'm getting bites, but they're so small. They basically are tiny enough to bite off all the bucktails, but they're not big enough to just catch. Man, this is frustrating. There's two guys fishing at the place I like to fish, so I really can't be there. But what we'll do is I'm gonna throw my backpack on. We'll go. Oh no, you know what? I might be able to catch you some blues. Hold on. Yeah, so believe it or not, Reptile Kid. Hi, how you doing? 1:30 a.m. in Australia. Nice. Oh, look what I caught. That's a baby sand flea. That only happens in movies. I don't know how I managed to snag this guy. Do you see that? You know what this is? That's a baby sand flea. I don't know how I caught him with the spoon, but see, he's still alive. I mean, probably not gonna be alive for much longer. So yeah, actually, Fluke like to eat these. You see the sand flea? I'll throw him out. Anyways, Australia is nice. I've never been to Australia. I've only been at the Australian airport. I don't know if that counts. I went to New Zealand once. And New Zealand got some crazy trout fishing. I Airbnb'd at a guy who was a trout fishing guide. And man, he had some mounts. Like, he had a lot of beautiful fish mounted on the wall. Let's see what kind of trash we can find today. Is that a smoke detector? No, that's a ball. Let's see if we can catch a snapper. Last time we caught about 15 Fluke when I was live streaming. Should I try tossing the Fluke rig again? All right, let's try one last time. And if it eats my tail, oh, you know what? Right there. Right there. That's a bit of a riptide right there. That's a good wash. I like that. All right, stay with me, everybody. That's the razor clam. These are tasty, if you can find a full one. But yeah, to respond about the Fluke, the luck catching. Oh yeah, this is a perfect place for Fluke. Let's try it. I caught no keepers this year. I didn't go for Fluke that many times, but I got no keepers. I caught a bunch of shorts, probably caught like 200 shorts. If you want to catch a keeper, you have to walk the beach. And usually I come here with kids, or now I started live streaming, so I'm kind of stuck to where the signal is. All right, so this was my first cast for Fluke on the second jerk shed. Got absolutely destroyed. And let's throw a new one on. Let's see what you guys read. Yeah, New Zealand, it's such an interesting spot. Brian, I'm fishing New Jersey. I don't know how to, Caleb, I don't know what it means to be a mod, I guess to regulate the chat, but I don't think I'm that famous yet. I'll look into it though. I did just break 1,000 subs, which was amazing. I appreciate you people. I actually thought that was never gonna happen. That means a lot to me. I have a lot of time to fish for at least the next month. try to go a little deeper. But yeah, New Zealand is the only thing about New Zealand. They have so many foreign landowners moving in that they're trying to protect the nature. The nature is in New Zealand because of tourism. I noticed that it's getting destroyed really badly. Like there's a lot of like people are feeding the wildlife, a lot of tourists. There was a big push for tourism, but it's such a fragile environment that it's getting destroyed pretty quickly. And I think New Zealand government realizes that, and they're pretty. I think now you have to be a citizen to buy real estate. All right, let's see how fast I lose my jerk shed. Yeah, I'm kind of new to live streaming, so. All right. This is the kind of wash you can catch a fluke in. They kind of like to feed where the. Wow. Like. I just don't want to catch any more snappers. All right, let's get it out there. You really kind of want to walk this ledge. Yeah, the jerk shed's still alive. Oh man, it's a little windy today too. We're gonna let him sink. I'm only using a 1/8 jig head. I really like to use. Oh man, now I know exactly what that is. God damn it. No, I think my jerk shed's gone again. Like, do you see my rod tip? It's basically going nuts. And look, here you go. Oh no, it's still alive. All right. I don't think that was Fluke though. This is tough. It's really tough to fish with snapper blues. They're probably gonna eat my jerk shed now. I'm gonna let it drop. Just do a couple of twitches. I know the fluke are definitely here. It's just really tough to catch them. Wow, I had a lot of people on the stream. I appreciate it. I don't know because it's Friday, but thanks for the support, guys. I'll try to catch you a fluke and tell you a little bit about them. So when you fluke, so for me what worked is using a really light jig head. All right. Hold on. On the last stream, the bite was really good. Let me see if I can walk down there a little bit. Let me check the signal. Saturday morning, nice. No, I'm definitely not rushing. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree that we also have a problem in Jersey with a lot of people destroying, but I feel like New Zealand really wasn't. They didn't have a huge problem up until like 20 years ago. Because I think same thing happened in Croatia. Because of the Game of Thrones game, they had a huge influx of tourists, and the tourists kind of destroyed a lot of like people didn't even know what Croatia was 20 years ago. Now, even in Jersey, people will tell you, "Oh, we're going to Croatia for 2 weeks," and I'm like, "Croatia? How do you know Croatia?" And they're like, "Well, we just want to see where they filmed the Game of Thrones." And a buddy of mine went, and he's like, "It's all hotels and Airbnbs right now, based on Game of Thrones game." All right, at least I'm not getting snapper blues. I'm gonna slow reel. But yeah, New Zealand is pretty strict. Actually, my father-in-law was flying through New Zealand, and he had a jar of honey in his luggage from Australia. They pulled out his. They found it. I don't know. He wasn't like he was just going through New Zealand. He wasn't trying to smuggle. Oh, that was a fluke trying. Oh shit, that was a fluke. He was chasing it right there, right next to me, 3 feet away. He just jumped out for it. Hold on. That was a fluke. Right here on the lip. He actually jumped for it. Hold on, we're gonna get one. He actually scared me. He's right here. I'm telling you, he was right there where the rod tip is. He jumped for it out of the water. Hold on. Maybe he was chasing it, but oh yeah, hold on. I just had a bite. All right, let's get him. Let's get him. That's what I always say. The fluke are right here on the lip. You don't even have to cast far to get them. You just have to. You have to be patient and just use a very light lure. So another name for fluke. I don't think they live as. I think the furthest fluke you can catch. Well, I think it's North Carolina or South Carolina, but it's another name is flounder. Like there's summer flounder, which is what we're trying to catch right now, and there's winter flounder. Man, I can't believe I missed that fish. It basically jumped out of the water trying to get it. I've never seen it like that. It was right at this little step. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna cast it in again. Yeah, so it's they call it summer flounder. Fluke, I think it's more like a tri-state name for it. But I've caught a fluke and grain caiman, but it wasn't like, it was a completely different color fish. It was a flat, it's the flatfish family basically, and they've been around for billions of years. Okay, I feel like we're gonna catch a fish because I know there's a ton of them here. That's why I'm not rushing. It's not gonna be like you can't keep fluke anymore. The season's closed. But I definitely saw one fish chasing it. We're gonna keep trying. I feel it. I think we're gonna have a fish in the next 20 minutes or less. Mark my words, because they're definitely here in this wash. They're probably feeding on sand fleas. Yes. And another breed of fluke that gets really big is in Alaska, the halibut. It's also from that family. I think a bunch of guys that watch my streams, some guys are from California, and they always try to catch halibut, but there's like, I think it's a 19-inch limit in California for halibut, and they always have trouble catching those, which is the same thing for us here in Jersey. So yeah, it's like, nature is different, but it gets similar. It's quite similar, but different. But the flatfish family has been around for billions of years. But I know a guy that fishes here at this Sandy Hook Beach. He's very professional, and he can come here and catch 3 keepers a day. But he walks. He walks like 15 miles to catch those fish. So you really have to know how to read it properly. Like, I know there's a fish there, but I tried to catch him. Yeah, that's the same thing, Bahama fisher. That's the same thing I always say. A bad day fishing beats a good day working. I don't know if you guys know anything about me, but I used to work in in a commercial real estate sector. I used to work 6 days a week, man, and I just burnt out at some point. Used to make very good money, but as I say now, screw that. Was working 6 days a week. Oh, wait. I'm basically not even reeling because there's a good current going here, so I'm basically letting the That's how I was catching fish last time. I'm basically letting the wash kind of take my jerk bait, and I'm slowly just lifting. You know, I'm reeling out the slack, and I'm just giving it a slight twitch. Because it's only a 1/8 jig head, it's basically once you give it a small twitch, it comes off the bottom, and that's how when they strike it. But at least there's no snapper blues. So yeah, last fish that I almost caught was maybe like 2 feet away from my rod tip, so it chased it. What are your plans for the weekends, guys? Anybody got any plans since we're not catching any fish? I hope you're going outside somewhere, or at least trying to. All right, let's walk down a little bit. Yeah, so hoping to fish if my wife lets me, man. I feel that. I feel just had to check my phone. Yeah, I did a hack. I take my kids fishing and they still love it, or sometimes I make them love it, and that's how I get to get out of the house and go fishing with when my wife doesn't let me. I have to make deals. I'll be like, hey kid, you wanna play that whatever you play? What do they play nowadays? Clash of Clans. I was like, hey, you wanna play 1 hour of Clash of Clans? You're gonna have to go fishing with Dad for 2 hours, and you gotta make it look like you want it. No, I'm. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I'm getting bites. We're gonna get a fish. Hold on. Yeah, so I have to find a way to work it. I hope my wife's not listening to the live stream. Definitely not, but. I don't let my kids play video games unless they either read, go outside, or go fishing with me. Otherwise, they'll sit on their phone all day. I think they play Brawl Stars and they play Clash of Clans. I feel like I'm going to get a fish. I know I've been saying that, but this is like a nice wash here. It's a low tide, but there's fish in here. I'm going to let it drift around a little. You had a 4-foot long carp died at your ground spawn. Does he keep them as fish? DCP, I hope you get out there on Raven River, man. Have you? Just be careful. If you want to go to Round Valley, be careful with that kayak. Just make sure there's no crosswinds. I'm only warning you because I like to kayak in Round Valley. I don't know if you've ever been there. But if you get caught in a nasty wind and you have a light kayak, you're in for a trip, bud. Just be careful and make sure you wear a proper life vest. I was gonna ask you, Jeff E. So you guys keep carp, or you just have like a pond by the house? I know some people actually do keep carp. I was at an Asian store yesterday, and I saw a lot of. It's called. They have carp for sale. They're big fish too. I actually made that video with the bass, the infected bass. Man, no bites. Hold on, wait. Yeah, but in Europe, carp is a big-time eating fish. In the United States, it's considered a trash fish. I've actually had carp as a meal, and they were pretty good. They're just bony, so you gotta find a way to cook them. Man, no fluke today, huh? All right, let's try to chase him down. Let's see. Maybe I'll cast a little further out. There's one guy fishing there. Let's see. But hey, I appreciate the support, guys. I know I haven't caught a fish yet. I'm gonna let it drift a little bit. Oh, it's a 50-year-old carp. Wow. They're basically a member of the like a minnow, like a goldfish. Right? A carp is basically very similar to goldfish, and my goldfish, like I have goldfish in my pond, and some of them are pretty old. But you know what I learned the other day? I like to catch eel. Hold on. Hold on. We got something going on. Eels. In order to go 3 feet long, if it's a 3-foot long eel, it's at least 20 years old. So then I felt bad for keeping and smoking eels, because I usually keep ones around 30 inches. And that means those guys are like 15 years old. Apparently eels grow very slowly. Amazing. And I can see my jerk shed in the water. It's beautiful. Oh, hold on. That was a bite. Oh, that's the guy. It's right there. Jeez. It's right here at the lip. Hold on. It's right. Oh, I can see the fluke. He's right here. They're all right here at the lip. This is crazy. They're all right here at the lip. Yep. Got him. Got him. Oh, it was a tiny one. It was like 10 inches long. Let's get another one. They're all right here at the lip. Oh my God, I feel like such a clown. I'm starting to cast 20 feet, 30 feet out, and they're all right here. They're all right at the lip. Hold on. I had one on, but it was so tiny. It got off. Of course, now it's not working. Glacier sharks. So yeah, they closed keeping fluke, but you can still fish for them. You just don't keep them. That's actually where, like I said, I haven't caught a keeper fluke this year, but you can still fish for them. You just can't keep them. And chances of me catching a keeper fluke are very low. I'm gonna move towards where that water meets the bay water. I'm gonna try to get a fluke out of there. Hopefully not a snapper blue. But yeah, the season closed October 24th. I mean, September 24th. And I think my tail got bitten off again. Let's check. Yeah. I mean, it still has good action, so I'm gonna fish with it. We're gonna fish with it. Hopefully no snapper blues over there. But last time I was streaming from here and I was catching them pretty well. We're gonna let it sink. How you doing, Osman Gaming? All right. Trying to catch a fish, but not having much luck. I might have to. I'm gonna see if I have a tiny piece of my tail bitten off. So the way I fish it is I go very slow on reel and just basically jig it, twitch it, let it drop, almost like fishing a gulp minnow. Super slow reel because it's only a 1/8 jig head. It has a really good fluke motion. You can jig it a couple of times. You can switch it up. You can do one or two. But yeah, once the season on Fluke closes, you see a lot less fishermen. And if you just want to catch and release, there's nothing wrong with that. You can try that. I'm gonna have to go and put a new Fluke on. I mean, a new jerk shed on because the tail is a little bit off. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. We're not catching much today. How you doing, Francois? I can say something in French. Ça va bien? Dude, so I used to take French as my class in high school. That was my language class. I think only about 2 times out of the whole year, my French teacher, and she wasn't French, she was just teaching French. I think only 2 times I saw her sober. They were just letting her retire in peace. And then we got a new teacher next year, and that lady retired. It was funny, but yeah, I took French as a class. I can say like 3 things. Hey, TY Guy 2020, maybe. So Fluke is probably the best eating fish in the ocean. Oh, that was a bite. Come on. That's definitely not a. That's not a snapper blue. Oh, come on. Oh, I got the fish. I got him. We're gonna land one. Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna get you in, buddy. There he is. All right, this is what we're dealing with right here. Here you go. Finally, jeez. Okay. Well, I told you I was gonna get a fish in 20 minutes. I guess that was about the time. He was chasing it too. I felt him. So let me tell you a little about these guys. It's probably the best tasting fish you can catch in the ocean, at least in Jersey. I mean, this guy is absolutely tiny. He's probably only a year old. But you see this other eye? This eye? This eye actually migrates. It starts off on this side, and it slowly migrates to this side. They're actually born with eyes on different sides. And slowly, the eye migrates because it's an interesting adaptation. And this guy, probably only about a year old. We're going to let him go. Well, I promised you a Fluke. I caught you one. It's a tiny one. Let's go get another one. And I caught him on a jerk shad with a piece of tail missing. So pretty confident right now. Let's toss it out there. Let's catch a bigger one. How you doing, Giordano? Hey, Tolly. Oh yeah, you did catch me. I'm catching nothing but tiny fish today. Hopefully I can catch a bigger one for you. But it's nice to see you. Tali's been watching my stream since I started. Since I didn't even know what a stream was 2 months ago. One day me and my kid were fishing and he's like, Dad, why don't you just live stream? I was like, what do you mean live stream? And he's like, just live stream it. And I put my phone, I had a GoPro mount, and I put it right on top of the GoPro, and it was kind of staying on. And I had like 5,000 views. I'm like, all right, I think I can do this. I can't keep my mouth shut for the life of me, so I think people will like that. All right, we're just gonna let it. If I feel bites, I'll let you guys know. But that fluke was chasing that jerk shad for a good 20 minutes. I was trying to hook him. Oh yeah, you saw that? That was that we're going to the spoon again. That was another $2. You saw that look at that bite. That's a snapper blue. That's a perfect bite. Look, right at the hook. Look right at the hook line. All right, let's go throw. Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know, I know many of you know, but I forgot about this. Never put your hook through the eye to secure it. Always put it on the side because the eye has a special ceramic coating usually, and you gotta scratch it up, and eventually that's gonna cut up your line. So always, if you're gonna hook it, if you don't have a hook eye like this rod doesn't have it, always hook it on the side. I knew this and then I forgot about it, but I'm old. All right, let's try to catch a snapper blue. This rod has a special eyelet for the hook, but the other one doesn't. This is actually a freshwater rod. All right, let's go snapper blues. It's so funny. The water is warmer than the air. So I think there's snapper blues here. I see them. Oh, I see them surfacing. Hold on. Let's get one. I'm going to get you some. Holy crap. There's a huge ship coming up. Get ready, stream. We're going to see something big. I don't even know. Oh, shit. Okay. I don't know what kind of ship that is. I almost ended up in the ocean. Hold on. That is a giant ship. That's a big one. Hold on, I'll show them to you. I'm going to need a light for that one. It almost looks like a military ship. Dude, that thing is humongous. Is that a military ship? Or some sort of a cargo ship? I feel like all the gravy seals are going to jump out of it and try to eat me. Hold on, you're going to see there's a big ship coming up. Stick around. But there's snapper blues everywhere. I see them beaching. We're going to go a little faster on the jig. Why are they not biting the spoons? Dude, that ship is humongous. Do you see that thing? Who knows about ships? That ship is gigantic. Look at this thing. What the hell is that? Yeah, it's a Triumph, St. Croix Triumph. Just to respond to you. It's a St. Croix Triumph rod. I don't know why I bought this rod. Look at this thing. It's gigantic. Tenders. All right, hold on. Let me take up sprint screen. I gotta learn. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, this is some sort of a military ship, but it's obviously not a. Yeah, that's Sandy Hook. That's why I told you guys, if you come to Sandy Hook, make sure you don't fall into the water because, you know, that's pretty deep. And the current here is crazy. Holy crap. I'm wondering why does it have a blue and yellow flag on top? See that? What does that stand for? Hey, take us with you, man. I want to catch some fish for the stream. There's actually a ship in Jersey where you can. My kid used to be a Cub Scout. We actually stayed and slept on a ship. It's called USS New Jersey. So really, it was a really cool experience. It was an old decommissioned military ship, and we got to go there with our Cub Scout troop, and we slept on the ship. Man, it's tight. The bunks are actually 3 floors. I think the bunks are 3 floors high. Don't quote me on that though. But I remember my head was like 3 inches away from the ceiling, and it was hot in there. They pack you. They pack you in like sardines in those ships. There's no joke. Hold on. Oh, it's a Ukrainian resupply cargo ship. But why is it here in Jersey? Yeah, let's see. Let's. So now I know what the ship's called. It's a tender. Wait, maybe. So there's a bunch of snapper blues in the water, but I haven't really caught any. It's a little upsetting. Like usually when they come around, I throw in spoon in and we get them. But not today. Not today. I like the chat because I learned so many things. Like I'm like a squirrel. You always see different ships here when you fish from Sandy Hook. Thank you for the likes, guys. I know I only caught one fluke the whole stream, but I appreciate it. Now, you know what? Let's cast a couple more times. If I get no blues, I'm gonna move down and do a little bit more fluke fishing. There's actually a nude beach if you keep going down, but trust me, it's not something you want to see, let me tell you. And we're not going with a fishing pole because there's already plenty of poles down there. So we're not doing that. Next thing you know, I'm going to get banned from YouTube. Come on, Blues, let's go. Why did you bite my tails off and now no bite? I saw them surfacing too. All right, let's see what you guys wrote. I'm really thinking about changing up for a fluke rig again. I have like PTSD. I already lost 3 tails. Let's switch up to a fluke rig. And I can read the chat. You see this? I killed another sun flea. I'm like a sniper. Check this out. Right in the middle. This guy's not doing well. That's another sand flea. I just put the hook right through the middle of it. By the way, if you guys want to start going surf fishing, don't buy Yeti unless you're a pro fisherman that catches. I've said that before on the stream, but I've had this backpack for 3 years. I bought it. It's a Coleman. I took it on trips with me, and I think I bought it for $30. And honestly, this is all you need unless you're really planning to be at the beach for the whole day. Sometimes I come home after a 6-7 hour trip and the ice is still like there. And what I usually do, I'll freeze 3 Poland Spring bottles like these. Today I didn't freeze them, but I'll freeze them. And as I fish, they thaw themselves. So not only do I have water supply, I also have a drink. And I recommend doing that. That's a pretty... I started doing that when I started kayak fishing because I didn't want to put too much weight on my boat. Alright, so as you can see, this is what the snapper blues did to my jerk shad. You gotta come through the back properly. Alright, here we go. This is pretty good. Alright, let's go. Let me read the chat. coal smokers. That's funny. Hayabusa, how you doing? There's actually a company I like out of Florida, I think, called Hayabusa. Well, other than a motorcycle, Hayabusa, that's always been my dream bike. There's a company out of Florida that makes really good jigs called Hayabusa. It's a small-time guy because every time I buy something from Amazon, I can tell that he actually hand fills the order himself. Wow, look at that pretty rock. That's cool. A lot of times on Sandy Hook, you can find a lot of sea glass. You can also find crap like that at Sandy Hook. Oh, look at that shell. Oh my God. That's nice. Next thing you know, Ariel the mermaid's gonna wash up. All right, let's cast it into the wash. I don't like the way I put that jerk shed on, but let's try it. It's gonna make a difference. How you doing, Jason? I'm using a Gulp jerk shed 5-inch on a 1/8 jig head. Thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. So far, we've been fishing for an hour. We only caught one fluke. I lost about, what did I lose? 3 jerk sheds to the snapper blues, and I accidentally lost a 1 bucktail spoon. I think it's made by Cast King. Like, there has to be fluke right there. I'd be surprised if there isn't. By the way, if at any point the stream quality doesn't look good, let me know. I'll move back. Yeah, Friday in Jersey. You make jig heads? Nice. Do you just make them for yourself, or you sell them? Because the ones I use are made by Ice Strike, which is a very small company. Like, I've never heard of them until I met a pretty successful fisherman. He told me they do make a difference for him. And I think Ice Strike recently partnered up with Z-Man. They're a little bit more expensive, but I like to support the smaller company. Yeah, for those that just joined, this is my setup. You see that eye? Can't believe I caught only one tiny fluke. Last stream we had at least 15. But yeah, if you're in Jersey, going to Sandy Hook is absolutely free. It's also free during the summer. You don't have to pay to enter if you're going to the fishing beach or if you're going to the tip. And if you're going biking, you don't have to pay unless you're using a beach with lifeguards. Because if you do park at the beach with lifeguards and you don't pay to enter, they will give you a ticket. So that's kind of how they control it. This is an amazing place to come and spend the weekend at. You can, you see that we haven't seen a person walk up to us this whole time. Just be very careful when you fish the tip. Because if you're not a strong swimmer, that can be trouble. All right, let's get it out there. Man, Fluke, I met a guy when I was walking in, and I asked him, and he's like, terrible day fishing. And I was like, well, hopefully that doesn't happen to me. But so far, only one fish in 1 hour. The current is really strong. Hold on, I might be getting bites. Wow, I might need to use a 1/8 jig head, at least here. No, well, let me come back. Yeah, Jason, but you're absolutely right. You just register online, but that's for the state and fed. I'm talking about Sandy Hook during summer between Memorial Day weekend and Labor Day. You have to pay to enter. I think it's like $20 per car. They really don't tell you. Like I was paying that when I was a college kid, and if you're going fishing, you don't have to pay. So there's certain, but they just kind of poker face it, and I get it. I'm not saying they're after you. But like my dad still didn't like one time went fishing with me, he came in and he paid $20 to come in. And I was like, if you go fishing at Sandy Hook, you don't have to pay. If you go swimming at Sandy Hook at a swimming beach, yes, you have to pay. It covers the cost of a lifeguard. But there's no lifeguards here. This is a fishing beach. So in case people didn't know, it took me like 5 years to find out that. Same thing with if you ride a bicycle at Sandy Hook, same thing. You don't need to pay. Unless, obviously if you're gonna park at the wrong beach, you'll get a ticket. No, I'm not fishing at Corpus Christi. That'll be nice though. Oh, I got you. I understand, guys. I'm sorry. No, I'm not using a big rod. I'm just catching Fluke. I think this is a 7.5 foot rod. I'm using, this is actually my kid's rod, but my kid has a better rod than me. This is made by Tsunami, but they actually make pretty good rods. Some people complain that they're Chinese, but they're actually really nice. Tsunami Airwave Elite. It's a 7.5 footer. Lure size between 1/4 inch to 1 ounce. And this is a perfect fluke fishing setup. Or if you want to just catch some fish and have a good fight. And I'm using a Daiwa it's a BGM Q3000D reel. The reel is nice. I don't know how expensive these reels are going to be after all the tariffs. But I think it's like a $200 reel. I use, hold on. Oh, wait. Ah, man, these are snapper blues. I think I got one. Yeah, I got a snapper blue for you. I got the raccoon that was eating all my, oh man, I got him. You're gonna see who was eating all my bucktails. Oh, I got him. All right, dude, look at him. There he is. You know what? I'm a nice guy, but today, it's time to feed the seagull. Dude, how many of my bucktails are you gonna eat? You know I got 2 kids at home. There he is. All right, I choose to feed you to the seagull. Seagull, seagull. Look at him. He's waiting. He's like, what's up, man? It's been a rough day for him. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here, here. Oh, there he is. Look at him. Yeah, go ahead. It's yours, dude. Oh, no, he's gonna... Hey, what's going on, dude? He's not happy. Come on, come here. Get the fish. He got the fish. Okay. That's what happens if you keep eating my bucktails. Bye. Enjoy. Bon appetit. All right, I kind of enjoyed that. after losing 3 bucktails to them. That was a snapper blue. Nice. Big bull right around the surf. Nice. Yeah. If you got bald eagles so close to you, that's awesome. Where do you live? We do have a couple of bald eagles in Jersey. I know one nest that nobody's supposed to know about, but we do have a nest in Duke Island Park, and there's actually a cam that you can watch. I think if you just go on YouTube and search up Duke Island Park, you'll find a cam. All right, so I lost half of my tail just now. Now I'm thinking how we should fish this. So we caught a snapper blue and we caught a fluke. I mean, I'll take it. Southern Ontario. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't want to. I don't really have a rod to use that bluefish as bait. And there's really the only thing we would catch on that bluefish, the bait snapper blue, would probably be a giant dogfish, which is like that, is those sharks that have no teeth. I mean, I don't have the rod to reel them in on today. But if you guys want, next stream I'll come out here. I'll bring some bait with me for sharks. We'll catch those. They're not really shark. I mean, they look like a shark. They're called. We call them dogs, but they're basically like a sand shark. I think they get up to 4 feet, maybe a little longer. But yeah, that's all you're gonna catch today. There's no stripers, there's no big bluefish. The only thing you're gonna catch is dogs. Yeah, the stream is a little rough today. I'm sorry, guys. I can't catch good fish. But we caught 2. I don't know if you guys noticed how much the prices increased for Japanese-made good reels and rods, but it's pretty crazy. People are they're making you pay tariffs like when you check out, and a lot of $200 reels are now $260. It's pretty crazy. Oh yeah, if you're up in Canada, yeah, you guys are lucky. You probably have. So salmon fishing in New York got really bad. It used to be like not a lot of people salmon fished, but there's so many people fishing that a lot of guys I know that have been fishing salmon for years are actually saving up their money and they take trips to Alaska for a week. And they all say that the frustration of trying to salmon fish in New York is not worth it anymore. There's so many people fishing that they like I said, they save up money for the whole year and they just go salmon fishing in Alaska, and they ship all the fish in like these freezable containers back home. Oh man, the water's so nice and warm. I really want to go to Alaska and do some fishing. That would be awesome. Definitely not in the budget right now, but yeah. I'm just throwing the jerk shed maybe like 10 feet away from the lip, maybe even less. So yeah, that guy is actually apparently catching clams. He skims the bottom for clams. Hold on. Oh, I just had a bite. Hold on. Might be small, but oh, maybe not. But this lip is pretty good for catching fluke. There was a guy here, he left, and I think now we can catch some fish. Let's see. Oh yeah, brown trout is awesome. I love eating brown trout. I like it. I'll take brown trout over rainbow trout any day. I've caught a couple of browns that were stocked this year, and they're so much tastier than the rainbows. But they say that they stock rainbows in New Jersey because they're more resilient and they don't carry certain disease that a brown trout is prone to. Because all brown trout in Jersey, like all the brown trout in Jersey is obviously stocked, and so is rainbow trout. You know what? I don't know what that seagull's doing. Man, he's on something. Look what he's carrying in his mouth. Like, the nest building season's over, buddy. What is he trying to do? How you doing, for you? Yeah, Basil Blake. So my in-laws went to Alaska with my kid once, and they sent me pictures. Like, you guys have a whole special thing for. You guys have a whole separate conveyor belt for frozen packages that get shipped to East Coast. It's crazy. All right, let me redo this jig because I really didn't like the way I put it on. All right, this is better. I have hope for this. But yeah, going to Alaska would be a dream. Oh, you'll be at the Salmon River? So you know, that's like a UFC out there. Stay safe, man. And stay cool, Jeff. It's like my father-in-law stopped going there. Because apparently also Amish people fish there. Like, he let an Amish guy had a huge salmon on. He let the guy borrow his net to lend him. He broke his net and like didn't say anything and just threw the net on the ground and left. And my father-in-law was like, he's a pretty mellow guy. He's like, I can't believe that. The guy, not only did he break my net, my salmon net, that was pretty pricey. He's like, he also just threw it on the bank and left. Wow. Well, the good thing is the snapper blues are not here anymore, which is what makes me happy. Yeah, but I did notice that a huge drop-off. If I don't catch fish, the drop-off in the people watching the stream is pretty drastic, which makes sense. Oh, man. Nothing? Huh? You caught a ray? I caught a tiny, fluke, and I caught a small snapper blue. That's it. No, small. I fed it to the seagull. Yeah, it was tight. I lost so many bucktails. I got pissed. So I fed. That's why I fed him to the seagulls. All right, I'm gonna go and try the wash again. But
I had a peanut bunker and the ray got him.
yeah, is there this what are they called? The sand sharks. Are they here already?
Yeah, they're here.
Yeah, I've seen some.
Dogs, yeah.
Dogs. It's been slow. No, I've never tried the pier at Kingsburg. Jeffy, just to respond to you. Oh man, Oman, I know. You guys got really big shrimp out there. Oman shrimp. My neighbor used to, a long time ago, I lived in, I think it was Woodbridge, New Jersey. My neighbor was in the seafood industry. And one time he brought me Oman shrimp. That was the biggest shrimp I've ever seen in my life. and definitely the tastiest. Is that like a Gulfo one? I think so. You haven't fished in ages? How you doing, Daniel? Well, listen, some random guy on the internet is going to tell you to get out there and go fishing. It's good for you, even if you catch 2 fish in an hour like me. Man, it's been so slow. I'm just trying to... I'm trying to catch something, but... There's a lip right there. I'm going to try fishing it. This is where we caught our last fluke. All right. Oh man. Like, I'm just gonna let it drop. Nice. Sheep's head are awesome. I'm gonna assume you're gonna use crabs to catch them. That's what people use here. They use these. I forgot the name of the crabs, but they use these crabs, and man, those sheep's heads fight hard. They also have crazy teeth. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cast it out far. Maybe that'll help. I don't think so though. Let's try it. I think all the fish are right here. Let me, yeah. Cast it out in the wash. Oh, hold on. I had bites. Hold on. Okay, got him. I got him. Let's get him in. Let's get him in, boys. That's a decent size. Not a keeper, but I see him. I see you. All right. I caught him. Oh man, this is embarrassing, but hey, at least it's a fish. There he is. 2 eyes on one side. Carl! That's it. That's how big they are. All right, let me let him go. Bye, buddy. It's amazing. It's embarrassing. I thought it was a decent size too. Maybe you got caught in the waves. Ah, that's tough. You can't sleep knowing you're fishing yet? Oh, hey, how you doing still, Naya? No striped bass yet. How you doing still, Naya? Alley Boy TV, yeah, man, you gotta stop by, but the problem is the bite is very off. That's probably the smallest fluke I ever caught in my life. I think it was just tiny. Yeah, it's probably going to be another 2-3 weeks before striped bass. If striped bass is running, you're going to see like 15 people around me. That'd be awesome if I could catch a striped bass on the stream. That would be Thank you for the like, by the way, whoever just left that. I saw it. I appreciate it. I think if you double tap your screen, it'll give me a like. I don't know if I deserve the like for catching tiny fluke like that, but yeah, nobody's really catching much today. At this point, I'd appreciate catching some blues, but hold on. Ugh. Let's see. I'm gonna cast it out and let it drift. Just walking in the water. Hadouken! All right. Let's see if I just let it like. Nice, Jake. I see you. No bluefish today, Tom. Hey, Tom, how you doing, man? Tom is from Ireland. Yeah, I caught a couple of I caught 2 fluke, but they're tiny. They're embarrassingly small, and I caught 1 snapper blue. Obviously, snapper blue we fed to the seagull. We fed the snapper blue to the seagull because I got tired of him eating all my bucktails. But yeah, unfortunately, the fishing is not as good as last week. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me. That's really nice of you. I'm going to try to catch 1 more, but who knows what's going to happen. But fluke are basically, they're ambush predators. They sit on the bottom. They're not bottom feeders. They're more like, I wouldn't say they're bottom feeders like a sucker fish or anything like that. They basically lay on the bottom, and when you, I'll show you. The reason we use jerk shads in their cold, when you jerk the shad over it and kind of swims over it, it sees it and it just ambushes it. That's why when you fluke fish, you can't just reel it like for bluefish. You have to always twitch it. Otherwise, if you just drag it past them, they're never going to see it. You always want to make sure it kind of goes in this jumping motion. That's why you see me. That's why actually they call them jerk shads. They have a really nice swimming motion, very similar to the one that people use for bass nowadays. I'd say bass fishing and fluke fishing is quite similar in certain ways. You almost use the same rod. You want to really have like a very sensitive rod, and you want to go slow. You don't want to go fast. Like right now, I feel bites, but and all the bites you're going to get from fluke are going to be pretty close to the shore, usually within the first 10 yards. That's what makes it fun. That's why I don't need a huge rod. Today would be probably a better day to use a 1/4 ounce weight. But the water is still warm. Like I said, if you're in Jersey or close by, like the water is warmer than the air. I prefer to be in the water right now than be out of it. It's pretty nice. Thanks for the likes, guys. I don't know if I can crack 100 today, but we can try. I don't know if last stream I did, I was catching much more fish. Yeah, you see, with this kind of wash, you might want to use a 1/4 ounce. You can use a 1/4 ounce with a little bigger, but hold on. But all the fish is right here, right at the ledge. Let me read the chat real quick. You know what I'm going to do? I'll toss it out there and let it play around in the wash. And I'll read the chat. Last time, that's how we caught a big one. All right, let it stay in the wash. Ooh, hold on. Yeah, Jake, you're absolutely right. Casting no more than 10 feet into the surf. That's exactly. Nice. Good luck with, I'm fishing in St. New Jersey. Do you know a good fishing kayak that's not going to cost an arm and a leg? Look, I don't know if you're fishing freshwater or saltwater, but if you're just starting kayak fishing, don't go for a crazy setup. I use a Lifetime kayak. I do have an hold on. Oh, that's a bite. I do have an autopilot all-time, but I've never used it. I bought it trying to use it, but I got into a really bad accident in the spring. And I recommend, if you don't have a kayak setup yet, go on Facebook and find somebody who's done with the season and selling their setup. Sometimes you can find a really good deal for $1,000. But yeah, kayaks are coming down in price a lot because everybody bought a fishing kayak during COVID. So I'd say go on Facebook Marketplace first, get something used, because you're gonna get a lot of kayak for your money. I've seen people selling autopilots for $1,500. As long as and just see what kind of person's selling it. As long as they're like a clean, as long as they take care of their stuff, I would buy a used one. But me and my kid, we just used Lifetime kayaks that we bought from Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah, so just to respond to you, I can't pronounce your name, GY. Freshwater, don't go crazy with a kayak setup yet. See if you like kayak fishing, get a cheaper kayak. Especially if you buy a used setup, you can always sell it back for the same money. Right now, the prices are really good. Yeah. Yeah, Massachusetts definitely has some good fishing. I agree with that. But, I'm probably going to be in Jersey for at least the next 13 years. Honestly, Jersey also has some great fishing because of Raritan Bay. I don't really, to me, it doesn't really matter much. As long as I get out there and catch some fish, I'm happy. I'm not very competitive. But the striper bass runs in Jersey are legendary. Hold on. I feel like I can get a fish right now. Because I had a bite over there. There has to be a fluke somewhere there. Hold on. I'll be getting bites. It's a small fluke. I got him. Okay, let's see if it's gonna be smaller than the last one. I told you I was feeling a fish. Let's get them in here. Oh yes. Another trophy fluke. Oh God. Well, he's a little bigger than my toothbrush. Let's see. Please don't spit up. So yeah, I was telling you guys earlier. So these guys are actually, when they actually start off as a tiny fish, they actually have their eyes on both sides of their body, and those eyes slowly migrate to one side. Okay, we're gonna let this guy go. All right, all right, all right. I guess he didn't sign off for the learning experience today. Go ahead, buddy. There he goes. Okay, fluke number 3. At least we're catching something. Jeez. Oh wow, 1150 subs? No way, that's cool. Thank you, Demon. So, GY, I don't use bait casters. I do have a bait caster I purchased at, it's an Abu Garcia Vengeance. It's a bait caster and a and a rod combo. And I really want to try using that for bass. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to research, I'm going to put braid on it. Because I think I made a mistake and I put too much fluorocarbon on it. I had really bad. I'm a very slow learner, so I had a really bad experience with. I didn't. If somebody shows it to me in person, I'll learn how to use it. But I'm really terrible at learning from videos, so I couldn't figure out how to stop. I couldn't figure out how to not make it backlash. And I went out 2-3 times, and I kept getting backlash. So I kind of put it back in the garage, and. But I did find it the other day. I'm gonna try. I gotta put braid on it though. I think braid is better. All right, hold on. Let's try to catch another fish. Demon, thanks for the update, by the way. I appreciate it. And thank you for always watching my streams, Demon. I appreciate you, man. No, I've never gone to Niagara. You use 15-pound motor for salmon? Got it. So you're saying if I use braid first, I should put backing on it? Okay. All right, so we caught 3 flukes so far. They're all tiny. But yeah, I don't know. Bait casters, I noticed that a lot of kids need to use a bait caster. Otherwise, it's so funny. If you watch any old videos, most of the old timers, they use reels. To me, it doesn't matter. You catch fish any way you want. But I would like to use a bait caster. Sometimes it's good. It's nice in certain situations. But if I'm gonna spend money on I'm never gonna buy a bait caster again. I'll just buy a better reel. But you know. But yeah, the only fishing I really have done is in Jersey. I did some, whenever I go away with my family, I do fishing there. So I did some fishing in Iceland. We bought like a gas station fishing rod. Kid caught a huge Arctic char. That was 3 years ago. Hold on, I'm getting bites. Hold on. Hopefully that's not a snapper blue. If it is, I'll know right away. Let's check the tail. No, it wasn't a snapper blue, which is good. I'm just gonna move my backpack a little bit, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, Tom. For Fluke, I had like 2-ounce weight and had the hook built-in Gulf worm. Yeah. Yeah, you basically used the jig head, but how big was it? It was a 2-ounce. So you probably caught some bigger fish. I usually like to use smaller. I use smaller jig heads. Like this one is a 1/8, but I used to use 1/4. I do have bigger jig heads, and I've used them actually on the stream on the bigger rod. I have like a St. Croix 11 footer. I had a high-low rig, but I had no luck with it. But you know, if you want to catch bigger fish, you're right. You got to use a bigger, especially off a boat. You got to use a bigger jig head. I think. Oh yeah, good thing I moved my crap. Holy, hold on. Good thing I moved my stuff. Hold on, I might have to move it a little bit more. Sorry about that, guys. Nice. How you doing, Jorbe? Yeah, you're on 16 subs. Good. I might give you another sub if I have another account if I see it. Congratulations. But yeah, usually it's bait to talk about bait balls. When there's bait around here getting chased by snapper blues on a tip, it's always a good day fishing. But today you'll see the birds first. There's no birds. There's like these rogue snapper blues. It's pretty slow. Hold on. Is that a bite? Is this bite? I got him. That's bite. All right. I'm liking this. That's good. Let's keep casting. So the tide is changing a little bit. There's some water incoming and I'm getting bites. Let's go. Let's try to catch one. I've been getting progressively more bites. Sometimes people can catch Spanish mackerel here, but it's pretty hard. Obviously not gonna happen today. Had a good bite. Okay, got him. I got him. Oh yeah, came off. All right, that's good. I think a bunch of fish came up here. All right, we're gonna stay at the spot. We're going to get him. All right, stay around. We're gonna get a fish. I'm gonna get him. The water flow is changing a little bit. Trying to reel up the slack. Stick around. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a fish. Getting progressively more bites. Oh yeah. There's probably like a little school of Fluke out here because I'm getting a lot of action. Hold on. I'll get him. Got him. I got him. All right. I'm not going to lose this one. Get in here, buddy. Oh, it's a good size. He's taking drag, baby. Let's go. Get him. Get him in the boat. Get him in the boat. Julio was going to get him. Oh, yeah. There's a good size. There he is. All right. How about that? Alrighty. We're going to let him go. I don't know. This guy's like what? Like 13, 14 inches? Good size fish. Okay, bud. We're not going to keep you out of the... Yeah, this one's definitely bigger than the ones we were catching. So as soon as the water started coming up, you saw me move my bag, these guys started showing up. Good size fish. Obviously not a keeper. I can get a like for this one. I'm gonna put it back. Off he goes. See, he gone. You see all the little sand fleas in the water? All right, stick around. We're gonna get another one. That's number 4. Now I'm on fire. Now I got him. I'm feeling it now. So what I do is I cast it out like about 10 yards out. I let it sink. And then I do just one. You don't have to go crazy on the reel. You just go jig. I don't even reel. Like I'm feel. Got one. There you go. How you doing today? Come on. I told you. I told you I'm on fire today. Well, starting now. There he is. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. All right. All right, we'll let you go. We'll let you go. Relax. Relax. All right, off you go. All right, let's catch another one. It's number 5. So cast it out there. Let it drop. Just wait. Give it like 10 seconds. Especially, I'm only using a 1/8. Let it drop. Hey, how you doing, guys? How you doing? How you doing, Gunner? All right, we just caught like 2 in a row. The bite picked up. So what I'm doing is I'm casting it. I'm letting it drop. I'm giving it one old jig. Letting it drop again. Dude, just give it. I'm not even reeling. And once you feel a little tension on your rod tip, just give it some time. Oh shit! It's pretty serious. I'm not even reeling because there's a current going. Oh yeah, wait for it. Oh, that was a little rough, but I just had bites. Like I feel something playing with it. Nah. I can't read the chat because I got overexcited with the bites. Let's cast it out one more time and I'll read it while it's dropping. So once again, you don't have to cast out like crazy. Just give it a little yeet. That thing went about 15 yards away and just let it drop. Ugh. Oh yeah. Jake, how you doing? Stocks split jacking. Best time to fish. So they say you want to fish moving water. Notice how we were getting absolutely skunked up until I went. You know how you saw how I went to move my backpack because the tide's coming in a little bit. As soon as you start getting moving water, so basically go and find out the tide charts around your area. As soon as the water starts moving, some people like to fish the low tide going out. Some people like to fish the high tide coming in. Here, I have luck in both, but you want to fish moving water. You do not want to fish slack tide. So once the water is moving, like that 2 hours, at the tip, it's more than 2 hours. Where I'm fishing, it's usually a little longer. You want to fish that moving water time, and that's when you get most bites. You saw how it just came like a wave. We were fishing here, getting nothing. And I caught 3 fish with it, like I caught 2 fish to back. And I'm pretty sure I can still catch a couple. So once again, cast it out there, let it drop. You can wait up to 10 seconds. All right. My line, hold on. So yeah. And now put some tension on your line. Just do one twitch, pick up the slack, twitch, twitch, let it drop a little bit, let it float around, twitch, twitch. But don't reel fast, no matter what. Like, I just had a bite, hold on. Just let it sort of float in that wash. And it doesn't matter that it gets close to you. Most of the fish is right there on the lip. All right, let's try casting that way. And some people like to cast it in at 3 o'clock, depending on the tide, and you know, is going to take it across. You don't want to cast right straight out. You want to cast a little bit on an angle. Some people like to work just the lip. So, like I said, everybody has a different way. The only way to find out what the best way for you is just to go out there and fish. I'm definitely not a professional, but that's the way I fish. Oh, wow. Okay, I got a knot. Oh, man. Hold on. I gotta find a way to fix this. Or I'm gonna have to cut the line. Hold on, guys. That happened because my line went slack. And yeah, that's it. Now we're done. All right, I got two choices. I gotta fix this. Hold on. I should have just cut that loose. Give me a second, guys. Well, here you go. Doesn't get better than this. All right, I'm gonna take it out. Now is a good time to talk to the streams. This is gonna take me a while. I hate tying braid to the leader. Guess enjoy the scenery. Give me a second. So yeah, you don't want to let the line get too slack, so you're gonna get this. I think the wind's picking up a little bit too. Man, the sun is so warm. Can't believe it's October. Trusty Caesars. All right. All right, who's gonna guess how many times it's gonna take me to tie braid to my leader? Last time it was 3 times. All right, here we go. All right, let's throw that out. Make sure that we don't leave it behind us at the beach. All right, let me get the. So I'm just gonna do the Alberto knot, which I successfully failed at 3 times last time we were on the stream. Nevertheless, we don't give up. All right, let me see what you guys say on the stream. Fish during low tide, it was hold on, coming in during the evening, like an hour. Nice. Well, I'm glad at least I'm doing something right. How you doing, Buscourt? Yeah, buddy. My fish is unfortunately. So the problem is when you give it too much slack, you know. I was talking to you guys, and the waves are. I mean, not only did the water movement pick up, but the waves picked up a lot too. So what happened was, while I was telling you to cast it out and wait, I'm pretty sure my line got wrapped around. So be careful with that too. The waves definitely picked up, but it also brought some fish over because we caught 3 fish pretty consecutively. All right, here I go. We're gonna do the Alberto knot and hope for the best. All right, I think seagulls are already laughing at me. Damn it. Ugh. If you want to see somebody embarrass themselves on live, this is your chance to enjoy it. Last time I think people stuck around. It took me. I'm gonna try to do it one shot. Hold on, just give myself. So Alberto, now you make this loop with your leader. You feed the braid through, and you start wrapping it around. You see how I'm holding the leader? You start wrapping it around. And you want to do like a consecutive wraparound. You want it to not wrap on itself. Do like 7 of these. See how I end up with a nice little coil. So you keep doing that. I know you guys probably have a million other ways to do it, but I have really bad adult ADHD, and this is what works for me. So I'm gonna stick with it. This is the only one I could remember. So now I'm gonna start going back. So you kind of slowly go back through this over the same loops you made the other way. You can play with it knot a little bit, and so it basically kind of wraps on top of other knots. This is called an Alberto knot. So I'm gonna go over those loops. So then when you clinch it, it sort of creates a tension on those other knots with the braid. So then you go back around, and you go back through the loop that you start feeding it through. And then you either embarrass yourself or not. All right, who's ready for this? Let's try it. Okay, you slowly start pulling it together. And it worked. Okay. All right. I don't feel like a loser. So yeah, and then so what do you end up with? You connected braid to your leader without using anything, and it's a pretty nice connection. So then you just trim it. Yeah, it's definitely staying on. I'm surprised myself. I'm really surprised. Last time it took 3 tries. So then you just trim it. Make sure you don't trim the main leader like you can sometimes do. Just don't want to. All right, throw that in the bag. And then you trim the other side. All right. Hopefully I taught somebody something doing this. Most importantly, believe in yourself. Because I used to, up until a year ago, I could not tie braid to a fluorocarbon leader. I was always intimidated by that. So yeah, and that's what you end up with. See this? It's a pretty good connection. That's it. And it flies right through the eye. So it's called the Alberto knot. And we're going to go back out fluke fishing. All right, hold on. Let me see what you guys write. I'm fishing saltwater. How you doing, Barris? Tom, we can catch fluke. We can catch anything, really, if we're lucky enough. It's called a blood knot? I didn't know that. All right, I'm at 11%, but I do have a battery pack. When it gets down to 5, I'll come back. This time around, I brought a battery pack, and I brought a cable. All right, let's catch a fish. But Tom, to respond to you, we can catch a bunch of things in Jersey Shore. Fluke. You can catch blues. You can catch porgy, or how we say it in Jersey, porgy. You can catch croakers. You can catch spot fish. You can catch stripers. You can catch. Well, there's so much fish here. Basically, everything. And during the summer, you can catch some tropical fish too, like pigfish and stuff like that. And you can catch puffer fish. You can catch sea robins. Basically, name it, and you can probably catch it. Nothing? I caught 3 in a row, back-to-back fluke, but they're all short. I know. I'm gonna have to head back home soon. Yeah. I mean, I caught 5 fluke, but they're all tiny. It's the same rig you were using last time you were catching a bunch of fish on. I know I'm not gonna be able to be back here for at least a week, so I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it. If I don't get home by 3, I turn into a. All right. Can we push? Can I push 400 likes today? I don't know. Man, the current really picked up. Hold on. Let's cast it out there. Cast it out a little further and wait. But this time around, I'm not going to give my line too much slack. Definitely not. Hold on. Got one. How you doing? Ah, came off. I had one. It was small. They're a little further out. I also lost the tail. God damn it. Ah, man. Don't want to tangle my braid again. Yeah, but for conditions like these, you might really want to use a 1/4 ounce. 1/8 really gets beat up in these currents. You can even go higher than 1/4. Nah, I lost my tail. Oh, no, I really lost it. See? That was a snapper blue. I lost about at least an inch and a half. Now, let's try it. If I don't catch anything, I'm going to go put a new tail on. Yeah, but in these conditions, 1/8 is really tough. You want to use a small, a heavy head. That's why actually my line probably got tangled. It was just throwing my line everywhere. Yeah, this is tough. I'm basically, I might still catch a fish, but let's try to catch a snapper blue. I'm gonna go grab my other rig. I'm gonna grab my other rig and I'm gonna get my battery packs. So in case you guys want to still stick around with me, I appreciate it. Yes. I don't know what to call it. Hold on, let me read. Like a line of feathers, and you should. Oh, you're talking about fly fishing. Yeah, so I tried bouncing from the bottom, but right now you see how bad the water is, and it's a little light. I don't want to change my jig head to a heavier one. I'm just gonna go and try using a spoon. I think there's a bunch of snapper blues around. All right, hold on, guys. So I did this time for the first time. I brought a cable with me, and I bought a battery pack. Hold on, stay with me. And because my phone is at 6%, so wow, I'm gonna be like one of those Pokemon guys. I don't know how well this is gonna work, but we'll try it. I've seen guys that play Pokemon Go with these battery packs. I throw it in my pocket, wrap it around my neck, and try to keep the stream alive for like 20 minutes. All right, let's try it out. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, we're powered. Looks good. Let's see what else you guys wrote. Thank you for wishing me good luck. Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're probably talking about a bucktail jig. Yeah, I have a spoon right now, so that's what we're gonna throw. I can probably fish for next only 15 minutes. I really need to run back to my. I gotta get. It's at least an hour drive home, and it's at least a 20-minute walk out to the car. But hey, let this push for 100 likes. How about this? If I catch a snapper blue. Yeah. So this is my. This is actually a freshwater rod. It's Saint Croix Triumph. But I really didn't have use for it for freshwater because I really mostly fish for light fish. So I've been bringing it to the surf for the past 4 years, and it's been fine. Thank you, Tom. Yeah. So when you say feathers, do you mean like it has like a 3 hooks at the end of it? Because I think what you're describing is a bucktail jig. Are the feathers like at the end of the hook, like around this area? If so, you're describing a spoon with a bucktail. Man, the current is really strong. It really picked up. But I've actually caught flukes on spoons. What you do is you let it drop, and you just jig it like you would jig a bucktail. And I actually got them on small spoons before. But I want to catch a snapper blue for you guys. Wow, the battery pack is working. We're at 11%. Oh, nice. You got one. All right, the guy next to me got one. Good. It's pretty small. All right, let's try to get one with you. Man, so basically what happened was the tide changed a little bit. The current picked up. Between the change, while the water was changing, I caught 3 fish really quickly, and then it died off again. So like I said, you really want to fish moving water. I really like to put my finger on the rod and just do a jig. A professional fisherman taught me that when striper fishing. You don't have to do it, but it works for me when using a spoon. You just kind of simulate like a distressed fish. Or, oh, we got a fish. No, hold on. No, spoke too soon. Oh, there it is. I know why I felt like I had a fish. It got tangled. That's the only, oh, yeah, you guys want to see what I did? I caught a sand flea. See this guy? They're all over right now. So Fluke them. All right, let's let him go. All right, what do I do here? That's what happens when you jig a spoon. Not the best idea. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me take a break. Hold on. What did I do here? Jeez. How did I manage to do this? That's my main question. Hold on. Okay, I'm working it out. Oh, I see the braid. Wow. Okay, from now on, I'm not jigging this thing. Okay. You got one more? I tangled up my spoon. Yeah, it's crazy how the current changed. All right, let's see. If I catch a snapper blue, I'm gonna give it to the guy next to me. I'm not gonna. I promised I wasn't gonna jig it, but I guess I lied. All right, 94 legs. I think I can actually clinch 100. If you guys don't mind, I appreciate it. I feel like a cam girl. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, but this is all I'm using. One hook. If you use a treble hook, it's kind of hard to get it out, and you're definitely gonna probably kill the fish. I'm just gonna reel fast. Ding, 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 ding. I forgot my crocodile spoon. I really like that one. It's somewhere in my freshwater gear. $95 likes. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good weekend. It's Friday. I gotta work tonight. I gotta take my client and his wife to have dinner in New York City. So unfortunately, I'm not going to see my family until tomorrow morning. You know what? We can try fluke fishing here again. Hold on. Oh! I think I see rays. Or maybe that's... Nah, forget it. I thought I saw a family of rays. I thought I saw a family of rays, but maybe wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Huh. Strange. If I catch a snapper blue, I'm giving it to you. If I catch a snapper, I'm giving it to you because I'm just. But I can fish for the next 10 minutes. All right, let me get a snapper blue. Let's try it. It's amazing. First, they're biting off all my bucktails, and next thing you know, they're gone. Joseph, I'm reading what you wrote. No bunkers. Yeah, I see a lot of guys catching bunker in the bay of the Hook today. I was when I was coming in. There was a ton of guys catching bunker on the bay side, or at least they were there with the nets. I know they're not going to be just. They look like they do it, professionally. So I know they're not doing it just for fun. But no, I haven't seen much bait fish in the water today. Last time I was out here, bait fish was everywhere. All right. Thanks for the likes, guys. I'm about to wrap it up. Sorry, it's been slow. But yeah, I caught 5 or 6 fluke. I think I caught 5 fluke. Caught 1 snapper. It's been slow today. Last stream I caught 3 times more fish. So yeah, my apologies. I'm 3 likes away from 100. I'm probably gonna stream again. I'm gonna try to do a stream on Sunday morning. If my wife lets me out of the house. We're gonna go bass fishing in a New Jersey reservoir. That's right by my house. Oh yeah, I'm 2 likes away. Now I'm gonna beg for it. Can you please get me to 100 likes? Yeah, but I'm gonna try to stream either tomorrow morning or Sunday morning. Next time I'm gonna go to Sandy Hook is probably gonna be in a week. Unfortunately, once the waves picked up, I caught fish right before they picked up, and now I'm getting skunked. I'm gonna try it one more time for fluke, and then I gotta run to my car, otherwise it's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna try 5 more minutes for fluke. Just for fun. So yeah, in case you're just joining the stream, we're fishing out in Sandy Hook. Oh yeah, I'm 1 like away, perfect. I don't know what it is. I'm like a little kid. I'm gonna use my last gulp. And we're gonna fish it until they eat it or until I have to run back to the car. So I'm about a mile away from my car, maybe less. It depends how much. The parking lot M is about 0.8 miles away from where we're fishing right now. Oh, thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. I feel bad asking, but whenever it's right next to 100, I ask. I feel like I get a kick out of it. Let me check the chat real quick. Hold on. Yeah, so that's all I'm using. 1/8 of an ounce. It's not perfectly set up, but this is a 1/8 of an ounce ice strike jig head, 10-pound fluorocarbon, and a 5-inch jerk shad, and a nice light rod. You can use a bass rod if you don't have a Fluke rod, as long as your handle is not made out of cork. Because you saw my Triumph rod, it has a cork handle, and even though I treated it, it's still coming apart a little bit. All right, we're gonna let it drop. Just give it a couple of, let it drop, and you just give it a tight, like slight twitch. Oh, I feel bites. Hopefully that's not a snapper blue. Just give it a twitch and pick up the slack. Twitch, twitch. Pick up the slack. Twitch, twitch. Hopefully that wasn't a snapper blue that I felt, because if that's the snapper blue, my bucktail's gone. But you want to fish it all the way to that lip. You never want to. You basically reel it until you can't see your thing in the water, until you can see it. Thank you for the likes, by the way. So yeah, I feel bites. Hold on. Ah, that was definitely a fluke. Hold on, let's recast it. He was right here. See you, DCP. Thanks for joining again. I appreciate you, man. I'll watch your next video. I'll make sure to like it. And stay safe out there in the kayak. Make sure you wear your vest all the time, man. You never know. Yeah. Kayak fishing is probably my favorite way to fish. I might take fishing if you don't mind. All right, I have 2 more minutes I can fish. Let's get a fish. I really need to get back to my car because my kids come home at 3. I'm really pushing it. Usually take, oh, hold on, getting bites. Or maybe I'm just losing my mind. Thanks for the likes, by the way, I appreciate it. So yeah, just, you don't have to do crazy twitches when you fish for fluke. You just want to get it off the bottom. Okay, fish. But that's not a fluke. It doesn't feel like a fluke. Hold on, what is this? I caught something, but I think it was a snapper blue. All right, let's do it again. So I usually wait for like 10 seconds. Thanks for the likes again, I appreciate it. Twitch, twitch. Twitch, twitch. Reel out the slack. Okay, I like when the water comes up like that, so you'll have more water to work with in the lip. Ow, got hit by a shell. All right, last cast for the day. I'm gonna last cast it. All right, let's let it drop. But yeah, I could not believe that guy in the red boat is actually fishing for clams. That's so funny. And me and the other people, we always think he fishes for that guy right there. We always think he fishes for fish, but he actually just collects clams, somehow collects clams off the bottom. All right. Hold on. Yeah, after this cast, I gotta run. Alrighty, this is it for me. Well, I wanted to thank you guys for joining the stream. I really appreciate you subscribing, liking, and talking to me. It means a lot. I hope you have a great weekend. And no matter what, try to get out there and fish. And if you can't fish, just get outside. It's good for you. Like I said, I'm always grateful to those people that watch me. Thanks again. Have a good weekend.